What is going on, guys? I thought I'd make another little update video for you guys because I did this last week, kind of just, let you know what's going on, and a lot of people really appreciated that. So maybe I'll start doing this regularly. Let me show you what's going on with the 250R as far as the first start. I'm gonna spin you around here. You can see I have the stator cover off. There is our HPI Ignition. I've been getting a ton of questions about this thing, and I will make a video going over that in the future, but I don't want to go too in-depth on it because I don't quite understand it just yet. I'm actually having trouble getting this thing running properly. It did start, and I will play a small clip of that. But I don't want to do a whole bunch of the starting stuff because that, it's supposed to be it's a video in itself, but I want to explain kind of what's going on, at least what I think is going on. So it's definitely a timing issue, and it could be a fuel delivery issue, but I do think that something is wrong with the timing. This thing is so hard to kick over. Dude, this thing is a bitch. It just doesn't seem right. And, I understand a lot of these high compression 250Rs just kick really hard. I just don't think that it's right. I literally feel like I'm wearing out the Kickstarter. It's it's like that bad. And I talked to a couple of subscribers, which, people reach out to me all the time when I post up posts about things that are going on with my build, if I'm having problems and stuff. And I really, really appreciate that. I mean, honestly, the ATV community in general is just awesome, but the 250R guys seem to be just really on top of things, really want to help out, and I really appreciate all you guys. I actually had a subscriber stop by yesterday, and he gave me a set of these GPI lines. He had them extra because if you guys remember, I put on the this temperature sensor or temperature gauge in the wrong spot. It's actually supposed to be up here. So I was thinking about putting one of those heat sink things in here and then moving this up top, or possibly even just getting a second temperature gauge so that I can see the difference between the inlet and the outlet. But he saw my video, and it turned out he was within 5 minutes of me. So he stopped by and I got to show him the 250R. Really, really awesome guy. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you. But back to the build, one of the main questions I've been getting is what HPI system this is. So, Arlen and LED recommended this, and I don't think it was a bad recommendation. I think this could just have to do with my setup, or possibly it's not dialed in correctly. That's what I'm going to be messing with today. But it is the newest setup. It's people call it the red box, which is the newest one. The older style had a black CDI. So this is supposed to be the most updated version. It's still kind of one of those new items though. Even Arlen was telling me. So this is the newest one out there. A lot of times, those are the ones that you have issues with. Maybe it's not being dialed in properly. I don't know 100%, but the way that I timed this one is the way that the previous version would get timed, according to Arlen. So maybe this one needs to be a little bit different. And one of the other things that I've been doing is hopping on forums and just reading guys' experiences with the HPI. Now, I didn't find too many HPI experiences with 250Rs. A lot of them, guys run these on mopeds and stuff, HPI ignitions. So I read some of that information, but I did find a couple of things on forums about the HPIs directly on 250Rs, and some people like them, some people don't. I hear good experiences, bad experiences. But one of the things that I noted or discovered was that some of these aftermarket CDIs come hot right out of the box. And what I mean by that is that even at a 0-degree timing advance, you're actually still advanced a little bit because of the way the CDI is, because it's a performance CDI. And they can vary box to box. A lot of aftermarket stuff can be like that. That's why electronics, usually I try to stick with OEM because there's a lot more consistency. So I'm thinking that maybe this box was already slightly advanced, and because I put it to 4 degrees, it's super advanced now, and it might be a little bit too much, and that's why I'm getting that extreme kickback. So what I did is I dialed it back to 0 according to the HPI, which would maybe have a small amount of advance in it, but it still seems to be kicking back hard. And I feel like a total bitch. You can see I got the riding boots out. I kind of first I put my hiking boots on because my regular boots, I just tried doing it with my regular shoes, and it kicked back so bad right away. I put on the boots, and my hiking boots are pretty tough. And my foot started to get sore after messing with this thing. And so I put the riding boots on. And then yesterday, the bottom of my foot actually had a bruise on it. So it's just been not fun kicking this thing over at this point. But it does start up, and if you give it a good kick, I'm aware that sometimes you just have to kick a bike just right. And you have guys that'll kick a bike over like 1,000 times and they can't get it started. And then the owner hops on and they can kick it like 1 or 2 times and the damn thing starts up. So I understand that is a thing, might just be like me needing to get the hang of the kick, but it just doesn't seem right. And even before I tried firing this thing up, I feel like the spark was just weak. And I just kind of had a feeling that this was going to happen. Like I just didn't have confidence in it. So we'll see what's going to happen. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to try playing with the timing slightly. I'm going to redo the timing entirely because, there's always a possibility for error. And maybe it's just not timed correctly. So I'm going to get my dial indicator, I'm going to pull the gas tank off and totally retime it. I'm going to set it at 2 millimeters below top dead center, 0 degree timing, which is exactly where they tell you to start in the instructions for the HPI. To do it like that, and we'll see what happens. If it still is a bitch to start and it's doing the thing where it wants to die after it starts up, maybe I'll look into the fuel a little bit, maybe like up the pilot jet, but it shouldn't die like that. Something just doesn't seem right, like I said. But I do have my OEM ignition. It is in this box over here, and I was actually, preparing to sell this. Most of the stuff for the 250R has been sold at this point, but because with electronics, I already, I've experienced in the past things just not working out, and so I saved this just in case. But I have the whole setup, so I can throw that on there, and if it starts up with that, then it's most likely an issue with the HPI. This could be a faulty unit, might be a bad CDI. According to what I've read, the actual stator is most commonly the bad link. I'm not saying that there is an issue with it, but that could possibly be an issue. So this will rule that out. If it fires up with this thing, I'm buying a CR250 ignition like ASAP. Probably get the 01, which seems to be the one that everybody recommends. They say that cures the kickback issues. Not cures, but makes it a lot better. And I would just be more comfortable running CR ignition, honestly, because it's a Honda part, and there's so much feedback on those that I'd be confident running that. So I am not bashing the HPI by any means. Like I said, it could just be an issue of me not timing it correctly. But in this case, I definitely feel better with the CR ignition. So I'll play with this a little bit today, guys, and we'll see what happens. And I will hopefully have that first start video up for you soon. If I can get this thing running and idling, even with the HPI, even being hard to kick, I'll put up a video of technically it is the first start. Or maybe if I can get the OEM one on there and it's running fine, I'll do a first start video, and I can do my heat cycles and stuff with that until the CR250 ignition comes in. But that's where I'm standing, guys. I appreciate everybody. The last video did like incredibly well. The comments were awesome. I've been getting like the best comments ever. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm trying to post up some of the nice comments that I get, because you guys are always constantly sending me really nice comments, and that's the shit that keeps me going. Really appreciate all that stuff. I love you guys. And I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully, if you guys are building a 250R, you're not having ignition problems. So just hang tight. If you're looking at buying one of these HPIs, I can't really give a honest review on it until after I figure this out. And like I said, you just never know. It could be a case-by-case scenario. This might just be a faulty unit. But all right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Make sure to comment on this video, like this video, and share this video. That helps me out a lot. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.